I did talk therapy for more than 8 years regularly, so I experienced both and the benefits that you can get from it and some limitations, and that's why I decided to make this video to share my insights, my understanding, and different type of things that can be happening during therapy sessions, because in some cases you get in benefits and everything's okay. In some cases you're doing it and you may feel like it's not working, nothing is changing, and in some case some people even say that they start feeling worse, and I explain all these 3 cases. First, the most important one, I really got a lot from talk therapy. It helped me in so many ways. I did so many changes in my life, and I don't know what would be happening with me if I haven't done it. So extremely grateful for the fact that I decided to do it many years ago, that I found a therapist and that I was following through, regardless what other people were telling to me about this. But also I experienced at some point that no matter how much things I understood about myself, how many patterns I maybe changed, or how many things I also changed in my life, there still were some problems inside me that were not going away, no matter how hard I tried. And that's what the limitation that I hit. This limitation was maybe like they understand something that I didn't understand then, but what I understand now is that when we had history of some emotional trauma in the past, and if our nervous system still stuck in this stress and survival mode and still looking for danger, and we have a lot of unprocessed emotion and the pain that is not healed, in some cases just talk therapy may not be enough, and that could be the reason. But still it helping, and I will explain you why. The benefits that you get: you come to the therapist and you talk about your problems, and 3 different things may be happening. First thing, when you talk about some problems, some frustrations, some pain, some difficult emotions, if you talk about them, if you connect with them, if you feel them, and you feel that your pain, your problem, your life, your station is acknowledged here, that you feel safe with someone, that someone is accepting you with it, and you have this presence, this safe place to connect with it, to process something, to let go of something, some of the healing is happening. And also in talk therapy we can get a lot of awareness about actually what's going on with us, about our patterns, about our beliefs, and this is the mental level where a lot of work happening during therapy, and this is something that's there's no reason to question this level, because this is working. But when it's come to emotions, what I explained, one of the things is when you're connecting, when it's acknowledged, when you give it a space, when you give it attention, and when you start slowly releasing some of the old emotional pain. In this case, even if you had some traumas, talk therapy will be helping. In the other case, someone can also, with some emotional trauma from the past, can come to a therapy, but while they are talking, or maybe not like one person do this and one person do that, it could be the same person in different periods of their life and different states. So you come, you talk, but you use talking as analyzing, as getting some ideas, maybe answers, explanations, but also while you engaging in this talk, you avoiding the feelings underneath. So you avoiding what is really hidden inside you, and you may be avoiding what's need to be faced and need to be healed. And in this case, you can talk for hours. Maybe even understand all your problems, issues, where they're coming from, what should be done differently, but nothing is changing. And at some point I also had this kind of issue when I saw specific patterns, specific things that I was doing that were self-destructive. They were clearly bad for me. They were moving me in the wrong direction. I couldn't change anything. because something very deep and very painful and very fundamental needed to be faced and healed, and this was not happening at this moment. There are several reasons, not because therapy was wrong, also you need to be in a bit different state. So if the case is that you're talking, analyzing and putting labels on everything, this is this, this is that, you may be never connected with real pain, the pain very often from the past, or maybe some pain also in the present, something that you don't want to face, that creates you the problems with which you came to therapy, that you want to solve the specific problems. In this case, kind of it's not moving. The third thing that may be happening, also someone with a history of some trauma, and they talk about it, but it was something severe, something that's difficult to maybe accept with the mind, comprehend it in some way, impossible to kind of process and heal in like one session. There are a lot of stuff that you can't heal in one session, but maybe even just connecting with a piece of it, they kind of uncover it, but they can't do anything with it. They don't know how to work with it when it's stuck in the body, in the nervous system, when there is too much, and when they need different approaches. And that's why sometimes specialists who work with somatic healing, more focused on the body, another like processing of emotions, sometimes they even dismiss talk therapy as something that's not working because of this specific situation. For people who by talking didn't get to this safe place, didn't get this this space where difficult and traumatic things can be released, looked and processed. Because, as I said, emotions live a lot in the body, and we can be avoiding going to the body, we can be avoiding feeling the feelings and the emotions because it was too much at some point. And in this case, the approach is different. The approach is to work with emotions directly, with nervous system directly, with the body directly. And often it starts with learning to work with emotions, not with the beliefs, with a story, with a kind of not with a mental level. So I see it as there are three different levels where healing is happening, and like three different levels that we may need to address depending on situation. Sometimes only one level, sometimes three of them. And one is mental level, where the stories, the beliefs, the pattern, how we view ourselves, view our life, how we make decisions. Mental also, connected how we make decisions and what we actually do. But sometimes we understand the pattern, we know our beliefs, we understand the root of the problem, we still feel bad, and we're still making certain choices and decisions that we continue repeating the pattern. This will continue until the root of the problem that creates this pattern will be opened and healed. And this is emotional level. So you need to access this stuck, unprocessed emotion that can be a lot. And a lot of people are afraid of these emotions. A lot of people don't want to face them. And it's a kind of, I would say, specific skill to be with emotions, to process them, to allow them to be, and to connect again with your body. Because in case of trauma, we're maybe afraid to be in the body. And I realized that about myself, after I already been in therapy and healing for many years, I finally saw that for me it's difficult to feel things in the body, to be in the body. I was also kind of like to escape to the mind, to get decisions inside, to change some actions that I'm doing, kind of choices, but not fully experiencing everything and not fully kind of feeling the body. When I start to process more of emotions and start connecting more with the body, at some point I was shocked by realizing how much tension I have that I didn't even feel. I suddenly saw that I have a tension like in my shoulders, that kind of always I can't just relax and let go. I started noticing also in my jaws, them kind of giving pressure here, this tightness. And I was living like this all the time without feeling it. And when we kind of disconnect a bit from the body, from the feelings, this is dissociation. It's a part of freeze mode, because there are several responses to danger: flight, fight, freeze, or fawn. And in freeze, we very often disconnect from the body, from its feeling, but emotion, as it always said, that energy in motions, it's something that needs to move through the body. And when we learn to connect and to feel the emotions, to feel them in the body, also to process through the body, to let them be, different ways, we slowly grow in the capacity to face bigger issues, maybe more painful, because our psyche usually kind of opens to us only what we can handle now. In most of the cases, sometimes I'm telling you, something can happen that can re-traumatize you. That's why you should be a bit careful and not pushing yourself somewhere, not pushing to something that you may be not ready to experience. But what you can do is to learn to be with emotions. And the other level that can make your work even deeper and touch some stuff that maybe without it you can't touch is more energy and spiritual level, I would say. First of the things here is when you grow your awareness, when you can be present with the pain, with the emotions, without being kind of overtaken by them and lose control under them. This is one of the skills. So increasing awareness is one of the things that can help. And awareness would not increasing by analyzing. We increase it more by learning some meditation, some presence techniques, this kind of thing. And the other thing that could be the problem with the energy level, it's all your energy body. If you have some unprocessed emotions, some painful situation from your past, you can have what we can call some energy blocks in the body. So it's also influencing our body and in some of our energy centers. And if you do work with your energy body, with your energy centers, you can release some of these blocks. Very often they're also connected to some emotions, and they also connected to certain patterns, beliefs, and stories. So when we connect to this block, to the problem, to some limitation, on all the levels, when we have the capacity to work on all three of them, the changes, the improvements, they're happening more quickly. And that's what I experience in my life when I start seeing the full picture of all these things and how healing happens, how changes happens. Things start getting easier for me and more quickly. And the system that I'm using also in my work is the system that I also published in this book, The Return from Fragmentation to Wholeness, where I explain all the levels and I explain all these problems like limiting patterns and belief, emotional blocks, energy blocks, as different types of fragmentation. And I'm give there 100-day structured program that gives you like all the tools step by step that you can use to grow your awareness and to work on all the levels, to slowly returning back to your wholeness. And I also publish a lot of useful content here on my YouTube channel on different topics related to self-healing, personal growth, and inner transformation. So if you're interested, you can subscribe to my channel and check other videos. There are a lot of useful information. If you have any question, you can leave me a comment below. And thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.